And part of the reason why I wanted us to come on and have this conversation, I didn't get to tell you this ahead of time, that I do counseling for pathwork and for Ayurveda. And I've had quite a few people who have been to therapy and I really do think would benefit from a coach. And I mention it, and the resistance to the idea of that like throws me every time. And it was like, talk to the person, do one of the free discussion consultations and see what it's about. Like, how are you saying no to a coach right off the bat? You don't even know what it is. I don't know how to overcome that. I don't know if it's fear. What the person ends up saying is like, I don't want to pay for that out of pocket. I'm already doing all these other things. I don't want to have to pay for that too. That's an extra resource that I have to factor time in for. And that I'm confused by that. And I don't know that if you have an answer for that or something to say, but it's like, how come we can't have a village? Like, who says you can only have one resource for everything that's going on in your life? Why can't there be different people who serve different purposes?
You know, I love therapy. Let's just start there. I've had a therapist. There were times when I felt like my therapist, I would categorize my therapist as a really good girlfriend who's smart enough to help me. Like someone, that's how I was really close to my therapist when I was having therapy. And again, I'm an advocate for therapy if you need that. But explaining what therapy is, it's really talking about your past. And some therapists do coach, of course. I don't think that there's any way around it, right? But it's really kind of taking you from your past and saying, this is why you do this, and then maybe you can stop or what have you. I always say, once you're done with therapy and now you want to move forward, now you understand why you do things. Let me help you push forward. You can come to me and you can say, okay, through therapy, I learned that I have the tendency of doing this because this happened in my childhood, because this happened to me, because. And then I put that into my database of you and go, got it. So now I'm not going to push you to do 17 videos a day because this is not who you are. And I don't want you to have resistance. You can always tell them that a coaching is going to help you achieve the goals you want now. It's going to help push you forward now. There is an investment. We do have to invest in these things. They can definitely reach out to me and we can have a consultation and kind of come up with, a plan that I think that would be best for them. And then they would have to figure out financially how they can do that. Do I continue therapy in addition to, do I stop here? Do I start? I mean, those are decisions that I can't make for them. They have to make for themselves. But I think that that could be some of the resistance is I'm
Mm-hmm.
already doing this. That's a
Mm-hmm.
dollar sign.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to do this. That's another dollar sign. You're talking about a village. One-on-one coaching is again customized and it's a little bit more priced for what you need. And group coaching is a little bit more affordable. And that's another reason why I created that. Because now we have several people doing the same types of things, the same type of work. I can't give everyone the same type of attention, right? And so it's priced a little differently. So the only thing, Kimberly, I could say to people is just that, listen, you're going to therapy and that's great. But I know you. You've shared with me that you're not getting your website done. You're not moving forth in your business. You're feeling like no one knows who you are. You're not networking. All those things. This is how a coach can help you. This is how a coach can help you. A coach is going to hold you accountable every day. A coach is going to bring things from your own experience. You can fill in the dots. A coach is going to bring things to your awareness towards your business that you might not be thinking of right now. You said that you want to get in front of people. What have you been doing to get in front of people? Well, okay, well, a coach is going to help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
A coach is going to give you slight nudges. A lot of times people think that, and this might be the case because I don't know how everybody coaches. I don't do this, but I think sometimes they feel like a coach is going to give them, they have these high expectations and it's just so big and they have to accomplish so much and they just can't see that. Okay. But from how I coach, we're going to break it down in bite-sized pieces, in tiny, tangible pieces, in a way that I know that you'll work and you can accomplish it. So I can hold you accountable. I am going to set you up for success. And it's not going to always be easy, but it will be doable in that stage. Then we accomplish that. Now we make it a little bit bigger. Now we make it a little bit bigger, and we make it a little bit bigger because we are growing in the process. So, hey, if you want to tell them, listen, I know someone, just have a conversation with her, just see what she says, see how it feels, and we can take it from there. People sometimes just need to have the conversation.
I want to go back. You said it might not always be easy. And I do remember hitting a wall, maybe like a month in, because in the beginning we're getting to know each other and you're kind of trying to understand what I want and I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying. And it did hit this point where it felt hard. And I'm thinking back
Yeah.
and I don't remember why, but it dawned on me that I wasn't clear about what I was trying to communicate. Like I knew in my head what I wanted my business to be. I hadn't written it down. I didn't have a clear statement of what it was supposed to be. And trying to explain it to you for the first time helped me to see that I didn't have a clear plan or a vision. And something about that kind of dipped. It just felt like it was insurmountable. It was too much. Like I was starting from nothing and it was going to take too long to build. We kept working together, working together, working together, and got enough posts out on social media that people started following. Like I started to see progress. And I had more buy-in once people started realizing who I was and what I was offering. But there was a point where it just was hard. And is that just part of the process?
Yes. Yes. You're being stretched. You're being asked the questions that you thought you knew.
Hmm.
And also too, there's a part where the leader in front of you, be a therapist, psychiatrist, counselor, coach, you expect them to know. Well, why don't you just know? Just go in there and fix it. Just do it, right?
Hmm.
The magic wand,
Right,
it's done.
right.
Okay. And it doesn't work that way. And even if I could, and in some instances I can, I'm not bringing you along. This is not
Hmm.
your process. What are you learning? Right. And so that's what it is, because it takes the time to sit there and go, do I want to do?
Hmm.
Then our emotions get involved.
Hmm.
Well, I've been doing all this work all these years. Do everybody think that I'm lost? Do I think it's like, no, 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 pause. We're not doing that. Remember, I used to
Hmm.
do that. Stop, pause.
Hmm.
We're not doing that. That's not what this is about. Okay. That's not what this is about. This is where we are right now. This is what we discovered right now. And from this point on, we move forward. That's the past. Doesn't matter. We don't know what we didn't know back then. And that's why it's hard, because you're bringing all of this stuff with you in this moment. And you're just like, oh my goodness, I've been talking to all these people. I've been having all these workshops. I've been doing all this stuff. I've been doing this. I've been saying that. And I don't even know what I want to do. That's why it's hard.
Hmm.
That's why it's hard. But when you get past it and you have clarity, and the clarity you have today, Kimberly, can change. God knows it's changed for me. I started marketing and doing the things that I was doing. And then I realized within that, I think I'm better served in helping people in coaching and mentoring than putting up a post. I can teach someone to do that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I really
Yeah.
wanted to get into the nitty-gritty because I want to help change lives. I want to help change the way that we think and the way that we value ourselves to move forward. I just feel like that's just more of a value add for me. But that's the reason why, to answer the question, it's so hard, because now you're exposed. You feel exposed.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to feel like they don't know what they're doing in
Hmm.
front of the person they're hiring to do it, or in front of the people that are
Hmm.
paying them to teach them something. So you got all that emotional stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it's hard.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why it's hard. And so it's like, okay, let's fix it. Right? I would say that, come on, let's fix it. Let's fix it. And then we move on.
Yeah. Way
That's
more
all we can,
emotional than I thought.
that's all
Yeah.
we can do in life, Kimberly. That's all we can do. Identify the problem today and fix it.
I remembered you telling me that having your own business. I forget the words that you said exactly, but you alluded to how much work was involved. And at the time I was doing it part-time, on the weekends and after work, and it's like, well, this is all the time that I have to contribute to it. So this, it's a limit to it. Now that I have more time, you gave me some outline again. You were like 40% networking, 40% marketing, and 20% delivering your content. And I was like, 80% doing other stuff. It is true. I just didn't know that that much would go into it. So again, I think there's just where I think knowing you, listening to you, having the benefit of your wisdom has come in to help to be helpful is I just didn't know. I thought, as long as I'm posting and as long as I'm doing the thing and as long as I'm marketing and I'm putting out the flyers, but it's just kind of like to consciously plan to do 40% of my time for that. I wasn't there yet. I was nowhere near there. And then the networking piece, had no idea that that would I needed to dedicate that much time to it. And so
Yeah.
I think what I keep coming back to is like how much I don't know and how much you've been able to kind of feed me things like think of it this way, or maybe try this, or maybe try, but I had no idea how much time and effort it would take. Um, because I thought me offering the thing, whatever the thing is, a class, individual counseling, whatever the thing is, like that's the thing I'm trying to go for. But how much it takes to let people know I'm here and what I'm offering and what it is, and why would they want to come to see, even figure out what I'm over here doing? Like, I didn't know that that was such a huge part of it.
Yeah, yeah. Here we are, 2026, right? Social media dictates everything, right, in terms of
Mhm.
marketing, but it isn't everything. It really isn't. In some spaces, product serving spaces, yes, maybe. But when you are in a serving, coaching, teaching industry, people are going to purchase from you because they like you. They're familiar with you. They identify with you. They see you on social media. They hear you. They can relate to you. And so that's a lot of yourself that you have to give. And you have to give that in a variety of different ways. On some of the videos, of course, yes. And then networking. I used to be part of a chamber of commerce, and I was part of a group within that. We met every week. And one of the things that we would say, I think our tagline was, we hire the people we know, like, and trust. And that stuck with me. I got a lot of work and collaborations through that when I had the time to be there regularly. And it was true because they see you all the time. They know your message. You're the first one at Mindside to say, oh, let me call Kimberly. Oh, let me call Cherie. Right. And so I never forgot that. It's the same thing with networking. You go to these networking groups and you're the person that they will identify with the thing that you're selling because they know you. They've had conversations with you. They like you. They recognize you. Then from there, they're going to go, oh, let me follow her on social media. So I can get more of her. I want more. They want more of you. And then you have something coming up that resonates with them. And it's just like, oh, know her. Now you're my friend. My friend is hosting something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the
Mm-hmm.
way, I know someone who does that. So that's the whole connection between networking. People think that they throw a post up and that's it. It takes more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a huge following, you've been doing it for a lot of years, then that might be the case. But for the smaller people who are just starting out, like yourself and myself and things like that, it takes more than that. It takes a lot more than that. Yeah. Sorry.
And to me, even though I've gone deep into marketing, because I think that's where you've helped me, it does, in my mind, connect back to leadership and confidence because you are your own leader. It is your company, and so you are the one leading it. But it takes some confidence and it takes some grounding. And did you tell me this? Were you the one who told me this? Like, you learn yourself better when you are the one who's responsible for everything. your own personality comes out. But this is you. I do remember having this conversation with you. You learn your shortcomings and your strengths more when you are the only one. And to me, that aspect of leadership, I've never had to look at within myself. And confident, we can do a whole thing on confidence. Is just kind of going out in public, because you did tell me if I was going to connect with businesses, you were like, don't just send an email, go out and take a little basket, take your card, and show your face and everything. The confidence to do that. And so even though I didn't come to you through that venue, what you offered me, I think, has been those to beef up those skills, to know that those skills would be a part of it, that I needed to work on those as I was also doing the marketing and offering whatever class or group I was offering to. Like all of that had to be a part of it.
I have to tell you, I'm so proud of you.
Hmm.
When you tell me that you got little trinkets and you're going to your neighborhood yoga studios and I'm like, remember I said this to you. I said, wait, what Kimberly? Who's doing this?
Mm-mm.
You
Well,
have a
this
clone
person,
that's
I
doing
always
this
take
for
notes when we write, and I'm like, I'm not doing
you? In
that.
what world are you going with a basket saying, "Pat, where?" I'm so proud of you. That takes courage. It takes courage, and it really takes you stepping outside of yourself and
Hmm.
telling your fears, not today. I need to just do this. I'm gonna just go here. I'm Kimberly
Hmm.
Middleton. Goodbye. I gotta just
Hmm.
do this, right?
Hmm.
And rip the band-aid off.
Hmm.
Take a moment to absorb how that feels and say, you know what? Either it's not that bad and I can keep doing this, or I got to work on this some more. But the whole idea is you just don't know what you don't know until you try. Until you try. And I wanted to go back to something you said about you think about when you work for someone else, and we have the annual reviews. And they're the ones who have been looking at you differently. They're looking at you with a bird's eye view, and they have been observing, and they can tell you your strengths, areas of improvement, right? Things that we might not even be aware of. Sometimes we are, but sometimes we're not even aware of things that we do or may not do. But when you said this, when you're by yourself
Hmm.
and you have a list of things to get done and they're not getting done, who do you have to answer to but yourself? And if
Hmm.
you don't get it done, who are you? I don't want to use the word failing, but you're lacking, you're not serving yourself any benefits. You're doing it to yourself, girl. Like that kind of thing, and
Hmm.
that's hard.